Hey, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and you made it all the way to video 16 on our Unstuck Bootcamp training, which is crazy. You've only got 4 videos left and you're totally done. You made it through this huge book. It is like the largest business training book in all of Young Living, but it's also really good skills training, so it's going to get you started off on the right foot so you're doing things that will lead to growth in your business. Our oil of the night is hinoki. It's a beautiful Japanese tree oil, smells amazing, and we are training off of Unstuck, how to talk to humans and get them to respond to you. So chapter 36 is things that don't work. So I just gave you 15 types of classes. We ran you through every single type of class. So in-person class, purple bags, textable classes, DVD teaching, playing the role of the host, oils in the body, personal loan, informal sharing, online classes, Vimeo, Zoom, YouTube, social media classes, Facebook, Instagram. We did a whole thing featuring Diamond Christy Rose. We did all of the interactive classes. So lunch and learn, sip and sniff, simple swap, ditch and switch, speed oiling, making takes that work, speaking at events, business builder classes, teacher trainings, classes for business owners, blogging, vlogging, and vendor events. Whew. And we made it through all of them, right? All the classes. So those are the ones that I've seen that are really working. You know, for a lot of business builders that are out there. The most famous class is the in-person class. I just did one this afternoon, signed 2 amazing, beautiful women up living down here in Greenville, and they got their starter kit with their REA diffuser and got on Essential Rewards and got a Thieves bundle shipped to their house, and we're off and running, and they're interested in hosting classes. So it was a wonderful afternoon. So 70% of business builders will build with in-person classes, and 30% will build with all those other types of classes. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean that they're quicker, that they're shorter. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that the majority of people will sit down and have that conversation with a person on the other side of the couch. So for tonight, for this training, day 16, we're doing things that don't work. So I just spent all those days of training going through all the types of things that work very well. Now we're going to talk about some things that don't work. And then chapter 37 is leading sentences that start conversations. So, you know, how do you actually begin the conversation to lead to a starter kit? Like, what are the things you say, especially when you're talking total strangers? So let's jump right into the things that don't work. And if you're following along, I'm on page 262 in Unstuck. And we're just kind of going through all of the different ways that you want to avoid. So here's some distractions. And I'm just going to bullet point these because these are action videos. So if you want a longer form one and there's something that hits you, you're like, oh man, I'm doing that, you should probably go watch the full form video. Okay? So writing books on your heart. Like writing books, it's a distraction. We would already have Crown Diamond if I wasn't out here shooting boot camps and writing all the books and doing all the things. So stay focused on the things that actually grow your business. And if God's got a book on your heart, man, outline that thing, research that thing. Don't dedicate a lot of time to that thing. You know, get out there, make sure you're teaching a class a week and you're building your willable income for your babies to take care of them. And then when you hit the rank that supports your family, then go do those other things. All right? So let's see, having trouble right now. Let's see, wanting to learn about the contact cards. Do you use up 2 cards, somehow convert the contact to a distributor? If they turn around and they get a starter kit, Jessa, then they automatically get a distributor card. And so I'll just use a paper clip and I'll paper clip them together. And if they're on Essential Rewards, I will put a little post-it note. I don't put a post-it on it. If they're not on Essential Rewards, I put a little post-it note on there so that I know that they're a person that I need to go touch base with. And so that's how I use the cards. So it's when they turn around and they have actually gotten their starter kit and they're super excited about Young Living. That's when I add the distributor card. And I keep all their cards together because then I remember the things that they wanted to learn about from the Contact Me cards. So other things that are distractions, making recipe books for my team. I had them laminated. I printed hundreds of them. Don't do that, right? Like there's so many things on the internet that they can find, so don't generate unnecessary tools. Aromatherapy printables, articles, graphics, putting big folders together for every person that comes to class is just a waste of your time. Giving your oils away, sometimes by the bottle. You know, you don't want to be giving entire bottles of oils away because people can't copy that. All right, I had a beautiful woman here this afternoon, and I gave some drops of Sniffles away to her in a little amber bottle, but I'm not handing out just tons and tons and tons of oils because people can't copy that. I made rank up gifts that were really time consuming, expensive. They cost a lot to mail, with hundreds of new stars every single month. Like, that can get really expensive. So, consider what your budget is and what you can afford, and that's what you do. Right? don't spend more than you make. I played around with oils. So I'm talking about ordering a lot of DIY supplies, making pretty stickers, crafting. Crafting is a lot of fun, but if I had taken that time and I had poured it into teaching, then my rank would have come a lot faster if I wasn't out there doing tons and tons and tons of crafting. Your time that you have should be spent in sharing oils, not in doing all the things. Outside of sharing oils, you should be teaching. I spent more than I made. I created a wedge in my marriage because of it. So if you want your spouse on board, you got to show them the check. Don't spend the check before you make the check. That's going to cause a division. So what do I spend it on? What did I not spend it on? I did not well, originally I was spending it on food for my classes. I would spend my grocery budget on food for my classes. Like, don't do that. All right, don't do that. I'm not saying you can't do crafting. Just don't do it for your classes, and don't do it instead of teaching. Right? If you're crafting and teaching and you're consistent with your teaching, then you're doing just fine. But if you're crafting and you're not teaching, then that's a problem. Then you've got your priorities out of whack, right? I paid for 6, guys. The number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 aromatherapy certifications, including an international certification. You don't need a certification to share oils. People are going to trust you because you're authentic. And one of the things that the women asked me today is, well, what do I do when people ask me questions? I said, that's easy. You are not a doctor. You cannot diagnose. You can't prescribe stuff. I'm a mom. I tell people I'm a mom. I tell them I have no background at all in oil, in oils. I don't have background in curing things, in diagnosing things. I'm never going to be able to do that for them because I'm a news anchor and I'm a homeschool mom, so I can't provide that for them. But what I can do is train them how to do their own research, point them in the direction of reference guides that they could use to learn to look things up for themselves and make their own educated decisions, right? And so they got really excited about that. They're like, oh, no way, there's like books that we can use? Oh, yeah. I'm like, sure. I'll point you in the direction of some of these books and you can get out there and go do your own research because I'll never be able to treat your children. I don't have the background to be able to offer that kind of advice to you, and I don't know too many women that do, but I know thousands of women that have built viable businesses without diagnosing and treating people. So, you just love on people. You say, hey, you know what? You're at a fork in the road where you can choose to pick something with 16 chemicals in it, or you can choose to pick something with a leaf, or with, cold pressed rind of a lemon. So, you make that decision on what you want to do for your family, right? Make that decision. So another thing that I did that was wrong was I had an entire oil store and I hauled it to every single class with my own creams and roll-ons and sprays and salves. Man, guys, Young Living is really good at having a storefront, so let them do it. You don't need to be doing all of that. You just funnel people to their website and they get on and they order things by themselves. So Ruth says, I've been diffusing different oils at my job. How do I get people to talk about it? When they come over and say, that smells really good, say, oh yeah, I love it. This is what I use when I'm just having a rough day. It's amazing for just kind of calming me down and taking me to lower levels and like biting everybody's heads off. And then they say, oh, I need some of that. And say, you know what? I can help you with that. That's how you have that conversation. You meet them in their place of need. So here's a couple of other blunders that I had. Investing in more than one network marketing company. You'll be the jack of all trades and master of none. And you're not going to see huge growth in your business if you are out there running multiple MLMs because it takes time to build a business. Building a storefront, we already talked about that. Don't be running a storefront out of your garage. Let people go to the website and order. We're really blessed that we don't have to stock $5,000 worth of product in our garage, so monopolize on that. Right? That's a good thing. Running side businesses linked to oil, so oils racks, designing graphics, soap, giving massages with oil, charging for raindrops, making diffuser bracelets, necklaces, setting up an Etsy shop, making bottle labels, creating all these oily things with your Cricut cutter and selling them. Guys, the money's in your downline. The money's in your downline. It's not in your Cricut cutter stickers. You're going to have to keep finding people to buy your stickers. But people are going to fall in love with thieves and they're going to keep using thieves. Right? They're going to keep using it because they don't want to go back to the other stuff that they were using. So invest in your downline, not in all these side things that are all over the place. That's not where your paycheck is. All right? Your paycheck is in your people. It's in the people that you love. It's not in the things that you make. So keep that really, really close to your heart. Doing classes that cost a lot of money and don't lead to a starter kit. So, succulent classes, all these things that require these massive, make and takes with pretty chalkboard signs and all the stuff you have to buy at Hobby Lobby. Like, that's not a way to build your team because you're going to scare your leaders away. They think they have to do all those things. You don't want them doing all those things. You want them teaching classes. Script, kit, human, repeat, right? Just do the same thing again. Grab the PowerPoint, sit on your couch, read the PowerPoint. That's how you get a starter kit. I had 2 starter kit sales this afternoon by doing that exact action. I downloaded the PowerPoint to my computer right in front of them to show them how to do it. And I read every slide, and then they ordered their kit. So that's where your money is, right? It's not in all these other things and all of this time-consuming stuff and running to Hobby Lobby and getting all these supplies. Like, that's not how you build it. Charging for business training. This one really irritates me because there are some amazing diamonds that have tons of training out there that doesn't cost you anything and that are running Facebook pages. I think about the Grow page with Jill Oncall is a phenomenal page. I think about the EOC, the Essential Oils Club with Jim Bob Haggerton, totally free. Guys, they're crown diamonds. Like, it's free, all right? I'm a diamond. The stuff on my website is free. So going and, spending just tons and tons and tons of money on things that are not free and not duplicatable, I can't wrap my mind around that. And I'm not saying that getting out to a GoPro once a year is a bad idea and firing yourself up or, absolutely going to convention. That's not even on the list. But like these people that will drop thousands and thousands and $1,000 in books and CDs and DVDs and all this stuff, I'm just like, why? You have everything that you need. You need a script, you need a kit, you need a human, and you repeat, right? So lean on the Diamond's free resources, get your business off the ground, and when you hit silver, if you decide you want to drop $500 and get on a plane and go for a day of training or a weekend of training, do it. But buying thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tools and supplies off of these websites, I don't understand all that. I'm a diamond and I never did that. And I know a lot of diamonds that never did that. So, you don't have to do that to build a network marketing business. If you feel like you got to drop $5,000 to get enough training, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to drop that much money to get training. So, is all personal development bad? No. But you know what? There's a lot of Jim Rohn that's on YouTube that's free that you can go watch. There are $20 books on Amazon that you can go buy for $20, not like 1,000, that's free that you can get training and then you implement some of that training. So if you're in a rut and you need some personal development, then yeah, spend $20 and, invest in yourself. But I don't know that I'm going to drop thousands of dollars to invest in myself, especially if your paycheck is only a couple $100 a month. Like, I don't feel like that's really good stewardship. So this is me just talking out of the mouth, but it's my personal feelings. But all I know is I built a diamond without doing all of that stuff. So I think you can too if you stay focused on the things that grow your business and you're not out there rabbit trailing and doing all the stuff that doesn't actually lead to business growth. If you are bringing people in and you are teaching them about oils, then you're doing a really good job, okay? You're doing a really, really good job, so don't beat yourself up. Then I would say also putting all of your time into personal development. If you're not teaching classes, but you're like learning how to teach classes, then you're not going to be teaching classes and you're not going to see OGV growth, right? If you do this boot camp and you get out there and you start sharing oils, then I feel like you nailed it. You got what I was trying to teach you. You filled your calendar, you got out there, you grabbed the scripts, you grabbed the PowerPoints that are free, and you started sharing with human beings, and you saw growth from it. And I feel like we did a really good job, okay? But if you do this boot camp, and then you do it again next month, and you do it again next month, and you do it again the next month, and in December you're sitting there and you haven't taught any classes at all, then I don't feel like the message I've been trying to train you on has gotten through. So even with my own stuff, I want you to get out there and start teaching. Get out there and start sharing. All of the diamonds have the same message. You've got to share oils and get oils on people's bodies for them to get the message of clean living, right? You got to be out there. And if you're not out there, then you're not going to see growth in your organization. You can train until you're blue in the face, but you're not going to see any growth at all. All right, unless you're getting oils on people and it's leading to starter kits. So that's the message of this entire beauty, I'm reading your comments, Darius. It's the message of this entire boot camp. So Darius says, at what level would you recommend Young Living Beauty School training? You know what? You just got to decide what you're willing to spend your budget on. I'm an advocate for anything that corporate does, anything, any launch events, any rallies, any, conventions, anytime corporate's coming to town to speak, anything that your team is doing, any training, any teaching, any classes, like any of that kind of stuff. I'm an advocate for all of that. That's always a good place to invest in. At what rank would I recommend? It just depends. When I started Young Living, John was a software developer and he was making $50,000 a year, and I was a news anchor and I was making $40,000 a year. And if I needed to get a $300 beauty school ticket, I could probably go do that. If you're at a place where you're living on $20 a week and you can't do it, then you wait until you hit silver and then you save. I had to save my check for an entire year to bring my children with me to convention. So the first year I went without my kids. The second year I brought my children with me, but I had to take money out every single month to be able to save, to be able to do that. So it's going to be different based on each family and what you make and what your financial principles are for your house. But anytime you can get to a corporate event, that's always a good idea. All right, so the second chapter we have for day 16 is leading sentences that start conversations. And so there's a couple things that I want you to know about leading sentences. And I think that my picture that I had up here disappeared, so let me go grab it again. All right. So, and we already talked about Hinoki. That's our oil of the night. So here's what I do, all right? When I am trying to start a conversation with somebody else and connect with them, I find common ground. So with the woman that came to my house today, as I've only lived in the city for 2 weeks, so how do you find a business builder 2 weeks after you move 7 states away? Like, how do you do? So this is how I do that 101. I find common ground with the person that is with me. So I had a woman who was doing my hair. She started telling me about her baby girl who is 9 months old. And we were talking about her laundry soap. And I said, I'm not sure that's the best laundry soap to be using. Here's why. And I started talking about some ingredients that were in it. And I said, I've got 2 grandbabies, and this is what I use. This is what I really, really like. And it's been very good for my family. So we found common ground. She had kids, I had grandkids, and I have 5 kids. I asked leading sentences. What are you using? What products do you like? How do you take care of your baby girl? Then you stop. And you listen for 2 minutes. You listen to what they're saying to you. You love on them in that place. You don't beat them up and say, oh my gosh, you're a terrible mother. I can't believe you're using that stuff. What's the matter with you, right? You love on them in that place, and then you lead, you funnel to a tool or a class or an oil that's loaned out or another conversation. You funnel them to that place. So Charmaine says, how do you get people to engage? This is what I'm talking about right now. You listen to them. You meet their needs. You're in that place where they are, and you connect with them in that carnal place, all right? And so what leading sentences? Like, what are things that I say to be able to connect with them? Well, I ask what their story is, what their personal project is, or their passion. How long have they done that? Has it been a busy week for them? Are they having fun at work? Do they like what they do for work? What are their favorite restaurants? Are they local? How long have they lived here? Are there certain charities that they enjoy? Do they volunteer? What's the best thing about working here? Do I have insider tips for getting out of the store faster? How does your family celebrate? What are you making for dinner? I need an idea. Do you have a me too? So fill in the blank. So I used this one last year and got a guy's contact information when I was talking about Dodge Caravans because I was looking at getting a vehicle. So talking about their job, their hobbies, what they enjoy, how they spend their free time, any of that. You're finding that connecting place. How's your week going? If they're carrying a book, ask about the title. I once had a guy who literally got a starter kit because he was looking at the game plan book that was under my chair at a basketball game. Are you okay? This is one of my favorite lead-ins, especially if the person that I'm with is at work. You don't have to skip the small talk, so you can station yourself where you can start a conversation. Never underestimate the power of the weather's amazing today, or how's the rainy day treating you? It's been raining for 3 days. Just to open the conversation. They say, oh yeah, my kids are getting really restless. No way, you have kids. I've got 5 kids. These are my kids' ages. How old are your kids' ages? So looking for those places to be able to connect with them, commenting on something you have in common. So if they're carrying a yoga mat, or if they have a certain sports jersey on, or any of that, giving them a compliment. I use this all the time. I love your bracelet. Where did you get that? That looks amazing. Asking questions about your surroundings. So this is a really good song. I haven't heard this song in forever. Do you know this song? Are you familiar with this song? And just connecting with them in that way. Asking for help. It might sound cheesy, but it's our human nature to want to feel useful and necessary. So ask for directions, the time, the forecast for a nearby restaurant. Ask for advice, when you're in a store. Just saying hi. That seems really simple, but hi and a smile can break the ice. Like that can just crack open the thing. So you're able to ask about something else. So these are some sentences that start conversations in Unstuck, and they work. Like they work, I swear to you. So what if you were a toddler all over again? Like, what if you weren't afraid? Toddlers aren't afraid. They jump off of things. They run up to total strangers. They gab. I've been hanging out with toddlers all day today. They're just yak, 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 yak. What if you were in that place where you weren't afraid? Because that's the way that God created you to be. Even shy people have fight. Even shy people want to get out there and pursue the business for their families. They'll get out there and do things that are really, really scary to them because they want to protect their families and they want to fight for their families and they want to build young living. And the only way you can do that is by doing things that scare you just a little bit. So your homework for tonight in the workbook, I want you to make a list of things that don't work, and I don't want you to ever do them. So what are 7 blunders in Young Living? Write some of those out so that you stay away from those things. The Chapter 37 worksheet, write down a list of things about yourself. So what you love, how you play, what you believe. And these are some places where you're going to be connecting with other people. Like if you have kids, the things that you enjoy doing. So we're so close. We're going to be wrapping up these videos this week. And you know what? I want to tell you, if you're not watching these videos like bam, 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 every single day, do you know the majority of people that do boot camp, I would say 93 to 95% of people that do boot camp do not do one video a day. So take it at whatever pace you can. If you can do a video a week or 2 videos a week with your team or 1 video a month, and you just break it up really, really slowly, it's okay. All right, there's no wrong way of doing boot camp. So do not beat yourself up. If you can only get through the book and you can't even do the videos, that's all right. That's not the wrong way of doing it. If you get through the book and the workbook, that's amazing. Like you've gotten so much training. If you only get through a couple of the videos, or you do the first and the last video, it's all right. All right, stop beating yourself up at the way you think you need to be doing boot camp. I've designed this so that whatever your strengths are, that's the way you can study. So if your strengths are videos, shoo, man, watch all the videos. If your strengths are videos, but they're short, and you can handle this much, Sarah, then do the videos that way. That's okay. All right, that's the right way of doing them. So no way is the wrong way. Whatever information you're getting in your head is super, super good. So after tonight now, we only have video 17, 18, 19, and 20. So 4 more, and we got the whole book done. And then it's time for you to go out and start duplicating this. So you've got scripts and PowerPoints to teach classes. You've got the Diamond Rising Deck and Fearless to get out there and do follow-up and just slay your follow-up. And now you have boot camps to be able to work with your leaders. Those are the 3 things that grow your organization. So copy and paste these videos and text it to a leader that you're working one-on-one with. Be an accountability partner. Put it in your business group and do it that way and build with them. Or set up a Facebook event and take your 5 runners this month through it. Okay, to get them out there and doing things and giving them more ideas is going to cause them to be able to grow. Because that's the goal, is OGV growth. That's the goal, is Silver Bound, and getting you guys, out of a rut and out there sharing all over again. All right? So when you finish, go lead another one. I love you guys. That wraps up day 16. We're going to collect these videos, put them up on my website, and you'll be able to have them forever, for all time. But tomorrow night we launch Thieves. So no action video tomorrow. You're going to want to watch as I demo the entire Thieves class for you. And if you're not watching this video live, it's super easy to find all the Thieves stuff. You're like, what is this Thieves thing that Sarah Harnish is telling me about? Super, super easy. You just go to oilabilityteam.com. You're going to click on share. You're going to click on Unstuck. You scroll all the way down under the boot camp and you're going to see the Core 4 downloadables. The Oils button's already live. Thieves is about to go live. So if you're not watching this live, you can go, or if you've already watched this as a pre-recorded video, then you can go click on Thieves and it's already going to be there. So that means textable classes and all the things on that button. Ningxia's right behind it, CBD, and then also Savvy. All right? So I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow night for some hardcore training, okay?